What's up guys, my name is Ryan, this is the PSC Life. I decided to start supplementing my normal content with some replays and analysis of how I approach them. Let me know what you think. Let's go ahead and check our first one out. What's up guys, let's go take a look at this base. So here's the base I had for you. Maxed out base. It's a shield generator, shock blaster base. Its headquarters is in the center. Rockets are pretty spread out across the map. Shock launchers are just out of range of one another in a shock radius. Boom cannons, there are 3 right up front and 2 behind the headquarters. Mortars are all behind the headquarters, and I'll take a look at the ice for you. There's 3 ice statues, all 3 are boosted. There, and there. So my initial thought was that I could RZCN this since all 4 mortars are behind the headquarters. Thought I could clear out these front splash damage buildings and hit the headquarters and race these boom cannons. So I decided to smoke underneath the left one, so I barraged the 2 right rockets. The reason that I usually smoke underneath buildings like this is because my GBE is really limited, so if I attack from the front and just start spamming shocks on the splash damage defenses, I'm going to run out of gunboat energy really quickly, so I like to get rid of them as fast as possible. You can see I threw my last smoke before my second last one, so the medics would stay covered slightly longer. I like to throw a critter box and then a shock on the defenses right nearby to distract the defenses. So sometimes when I'm in the middle of buildings like this, the troops will get stuck trying to spread out in a circle. But this time they actually did a really good job of clearing the defenses pretty quickly and spreading out. I threw another shock, one more critter box, and the troops started spreading out, hitting the base. At this point I felt pretty good. I had only lost 1 medic, I still had most of my Zookas, and plenty of riflemen. Threw one more shock on the splash damage, and at this point I started to realize just how big a difference a building health guardian plays. When there's just 1 boosted building health, I can frequently take out stuff like this in a decent amount of time. As you can see here, I was still taking it out. It was just really slow, and all these single shot defenses started picking off all my troops. I was running low on riflemen. The sniper tower started shooting some Zookas. The shock launcher is still in play somehow. I had a whole bunch of troops firing at the core, or the headquarters, but these 2 boom cannons proved to be my downfall. I still had plenty of troops, but there's just so much health on this, I'll speed it up for you, that the single shot defenses picked off every single one of my troops. So about here I started flaring back to try to get my medics in front, and it didn't really help. I think I could have had this with this strategy if there was just 1 building health, but with 2 so much, I just couldn't quite get it down and I had to retreat. And when this happened, I took a second look at the base and I thought, maybe I can approach it with something different. So I tried Puka next, took a look at it, and I thought the 2 rockets and both shock launchers are right up front, so there's a whole bunch of free space in the back here where I can smoke my troops, they can clear out the shield, and they can clear the base. Additionally, 3 boom cannons up front means that they're not shooting my troops when my troops are in the back. Usually it's a lot harder to beat a center base when all 5 boom cannons are right around the headquarters. So I decided to try to smoke up the right wall. I'll GBE the rocket in the back so that my troops are free once they reach the back of the dock. I tried to deploy 2 boats of heavies right here to absorb the rocket fire. And then all my Zookas, they did a pretty decent job, but you can see this entire boat of heavies gets taken out right on the beach. Now this shock mine actually got me pretty good. I saw it ahead of time, but I still didn't think it would do this much. It took all my heavies from that 1 boat. I had to throw a panic medkit, and I still lost, I think, 11 Zookas. I had lost an entire boat of heavies on the beach, and a couple extra. So as you can see, my heavies are really running low here, and I wasn't feeling too great about it at this point. I don't think I lost any troops to this rocket, which was pretty cool. Good smoke spacing there. So I'll speed it up for you here. There are two approaches when you're smoking in the back like this. One is to hit the shield and then re-smoke towards the headquarters, and the other is to just let your troops spread out and clear the whole back area. I thought that I could clear the whole back area since there are only two boom cannons. As you can see, this isn't actually going too well. I'm throwing shocks on the boom cannons to try to keep my heavies alive, but I lost so many right at the beginning. The mortars started picking off my Zookas right away. I ran out of shocks on the boom cannons, and I really had no hope using that strategy. So I decided that I really thought I could get it. I thought there was enough free GBE in the back that I might be able to try the shield and re-smoke strategy. So I went for it one more time. This time I made sure to clear this shock mine and the mines around here first, and to try to do a better job of getting my troops to the back without losing a whole bunch of them. So I did a similar landing. I just tried to flare much more quickly. I threw a critter box to eat those mines. Quick flare. I smoked a little bit earlier on the beach, and I only lost a handful of, or a few heavies. I didn't lose that many. And I felt a lot better about my troops going into this one. One more smoke. The troops are right on the edge of the smoke, and I was a little nervous, but they managed to make it through there. So once I got to the back, my plan was to try to get this gold storage, but I thought I'd probably smoke in between these flames instead. So once they cleared this area, I decided to flare right up against the back wall to make sure that the Zookas didn't stray into the mortar range. Usually they're actually pretty good about not dying to machine guns when they're in a group like that. It's kind of situational though. So I try to clear as much stuff as I could before smoking to make sure that I had enough for 2 shocks right here. Once I made it to my destination, you can see I still had way more heavies than I did the previous time. So I decided to hit the machine gun too to try to make it a 2 smoke walk, cleared that out, and went ahead and flared pretty soon. And then I threw 2 smokes to get them into position. My second smoke was a little bad, so I had to throw another flare to get them into position there. At this point I just had a shock on each side, and I had enough GBE for one more shock that I threw on the shock launcher and shock blaster. And it's really tight here. Nothing was shooting my Zookas, which helped a lot, but oh, it was so close. I threw an artillery and just managed to get it down with 3 troops left. So that was my analysis of what I had to change to take this base down. Just wanted to show you guys it's important to be able to think on your feet and be versatile with what troops you use, and to be able to try different strategies if one doesn't work. And just to show you that it's possible to get bases with pretty heavy ice if you put your mind to it. Thanks for watching. I'll see you guys next time. Have a good one.